to basically, OpenAI just released a new model, GPT 5.4 Thinking and GPT 5.4 Pro, and we are now going to be testing this model, vibe coding with the newly released GPT 5.4 Thinking. Okay, so I'm in BridgeSpace right now, and this model did just release. So if I go to model, you can now see that GPT 5.4, it's right here, and it is available as a model option when choosing it in Codex. Okay, so this is big. This is a big deal. And what I now want to do is we are going to be vibe coding with this. But one second, let me get the stream started. This model literally just dropped less than 5 minutes ago. So give me a little bit of time to be able to get all of this set up and get the stream set up. But let's, we're definitely gonna be putting this to the test. Let me grab everything and let the Discord know that we're live. But we are back. Check it out. So GPT 5.4 Thinking, so 75%. So here's 5.3 Codex. Biggest thing I'm going to look for is the Bridgebench Pro benchmark. So you can see the software engineering benchmark. They got a 57.7% on this benchmark. So a 0.9% improvement from 5.3 Codex to 5.4 Thinking. That is a more, it's a little bit less of the jump from 5.2 to 5.3 was 1.2%. And then the jump from 5.3 to 5.4 is 0.9%. So a little bit less there, but it looks like that's the biggest thing that we have in terms of coding benchmarks. But here's what they're saying. Let's just watch this real quick and see what they said. So okay, so GPT 5.4 Thinking and 5.4 Pro are rolling out gradually starting today. So this is now live. So let's ping the Discord real quick and let's just get started using this. I am going to ping the Discord. GPT 5.4 just released. All right, guys, let's get into this. Lots of testing to do. Let's go here. All right. There we go. All right, let's pull up BridgeSpace. Let me also pull up the chat. I don't have the chat pulled up yet, and then we'll get started testing this. But we're going to test this inside of BridgeSpace. If you guys are just joining us, what's up? How's it going? OpenAI is always duking, not posting other companies, other competitors' comparisons. 100%, yeah. Okay, so the first thing I want to do here, chat, is I do want to use this inside of BridgeSpace. So BridgeSpace is the product that we're working on right now that we are building. And basically what we're going to be able to do is you can either launch an agent swarm or a workspace. So one thing that I want to put to the test right away is I'm going to create an API security swarm. And I'm actually going to launch Codex agents to be able to test the API security of this, but we also want to put this through Bridgembench. So we're going to test if this is actually available inside of OpenRouter. This swarm will be able to create, or no, hold on. This swarm will be able to identify security vulnerabilities inside of our API and output and fix findings related to API security in the BridgeMind API. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. So the BridgeMind API, so what I'm able to do here is set up the agent roster. So we're going to have one Codex coordinator agent. We're going to have one Codex. Let's do a reviewer. Let's actually do 2 reviewers. So these are all going to review, and then the last one will be a Codex builder. And we're just going to launch this swarm here. And what you guys are going to see is this is going to launch the swarm with 5.4 agents, and we'll be able to take a look at how this does. Yep, so revenue collected till today is over 40,000. I just ended our day 143 stream. What's going on here? Are we launching agents, or are these agents having trouble launching? Let's give that a second to be able to launch. But let's go over here. And let's just kind of, let's launch 5.4. So we're going to launch 5.4 here. I'm going to come out of here, and I'm going to launch Codex here. Let's go over to, is this on 5.4? Okay, 5.4 extra high, perfect. If you guys don't already have this, it is in Codex, so make sure you update to the latest version. Finally, my ChatGPT Plus subscription will have value. Yeah, I don't know. I think that this is good. Also, guys, we do have a like goal of 400 likes. Like goal equals 400 likes. All right. Let's test this out. Also, let's put the music on. Let's get the tunes on, guys. Let's test this out real quick. All right, so let's put this on. I literally can't do it without the music. All right, here we go. All right, so this is what's new. If you guys missed the benchmarks, here's what we're seeing on the benchmarks. And yeah, I mean, like, hey, you can compare this with Gemini 3.1 Pro. So Gemini 3.1 Pro on Bridgebench Pro, they get 54.2% in this benchmark. Opus 4.6 doesn't do the Bridgebench Pro benchmark, so we don't have any information there, which kind of stinks. But you can see that, hey, for computer use, GPT 5.4 does outperform Opus 4.6. Web browsing, it outperforms Sonnet 4.6. Wait, why does it say Sonnet 4.6 here instead of Opus? That's weird. GDP Val, it significantly outperforms it. Browse Comp, it does underperform for agentic browsing. GPQA Diamond, it outperforms Opus 4.6, does not outperform Gemini 3.1 Pro. And then in math, it does perform very well in math. So Backstory said GPT series getting really good for development, context size, speed, token, and efficiency. Yeah, let's head over to OpenRouter real quick. Is this already an OpenRouter? Let's check. Oh wow, so it's already here. So oh my gosh, 1 million in context? Are you kidding me? That's insane. What the heck? Okay. All right. So this is like pretty. That's a big deal. Let me check. Let's put this through the Bridgebench right now, real quick. Let's switch this to model. And the first thing I want to do is I do want to put this through the Bridgebench. So let's add Bridgebench real quick. And I now want you to put this model through Bridgebench and tell me the results. Launch all the tasks concurrently. All right, let's see this here. Brevin said, very inspiring, bruh. 6 months consistently is no joke. I am inspired now to build something, but need some source or help about how or where I can find the useful resources. I mean, honestly, just the BridgeMind community. If you guys haven't already joined the BridgeMind Discord community, make sure you do so. It's a great community for real builders that are actually building things. Let's launch this real quick. And what I'm gonna do, I want you to evaluate the API and identify all security vulnerabilities associated with the API. Do an in-depth review with as many subagents as you need to complete the task, and then show me your findings. Do not update any code, but just output your findings in a README file for me to review. All right, so let's drop this in, and I'm gonna add BridgeMind API, and this is going to go. So the context window for this is literally over 1 million. And I mean, yeah, that's insane. So 5.4 Pro, oh my gosh, at $30 and $180 per million on the output. So 5.4 Pro is obviously super expensive, but 5.4 pricing wise, it does look like it's a little bit more expensive than GPT 5.3, but it is the same price. I mean, it's less expensive than Opus 4.6, right? So GPT Pro models are really good though. I mean, they are slow though, yeah? But I mean, yeah, that's really interesting. Okay, so we'll benchmark it just briefly here. Yes, I do want to proceed with this for sure. We want to test this out here. So this is going to run all of it. So if you guys are unfamiliar with the Bridgebench, here is the current standings of the Bridgebench. So this is my own personal vibe coding benchmark that I have created. So we've evaluated 15 models. The top of the Bridgebench is Sonnet 4.6, then Opus 4.6, and then GPT 5.3. So I'll be very interested to see how this does. 5.4 Codex release date, nothing yet, but yeah, I mean, wow. Let's see how that performs. Let's go down here and let's also put it through the Bridgebench creative HTML test. So that's where we're gonna be able to see how it performs for styling. I now want you to put this model through the creative HTML benchmark. So let's launch this and let's give it the open. So it's also available in OpenRouter, so you will be able to use this inside of Cursor or anywhere else. They'll probably have it online and active here in a minute. GPT 5.4, here it is. So we're gonna do this. Okay, wow, so this is already done. Let's see what the overall score here, 95.5. So the overall Bridgebench score is a 95.5. Let's go to this real quick and see how it does. So 95.5, oh wow. So guys, this is the new winner. This is the best model on Bridgebench now. Oh wow. Okay, so this is now #1 on Bridgebench. It beat out Sonnet and Opus. Wow. Okay, let's get this published and let's start making some posts on X about this. So this did just beat Opus and Sonnet models for Bridgebench. So let's go Bridgebench real quick and let's get this published, and then I'll make some X posts about it. So let's use this Bridgebench. I'll even use 5.4 here to make this post. So we'll do Bridgebench. Oh, what is Cursor doing? Oh my gosh, Cursor, please give me a break. All right, so 5.4 is available inside of Cursor. I'm gonna drop in my key here, but that's crazy. So yeah, so this did just beat it. Somebody said it still sucks at front-end design. Well, let's wait and see here, but it did just beat out Claude models. I want you to now upload and insert the new GPT 5.4 model in the Bridgebench leaderboard. All right, let's do, I'm going to do a slash command and use BridgeMind AWS. Make sure you do an insert command that does not affect the other scores in the table. You should upload this respectively in SSH into the jump box and then properly insert this and the results of GPT 5.4 in Bridgebench. All right, so we're gonna update this real quick. I'll move that off the screen, but wow, yeah, performed very, very well. I'm interested in how it does in terms of speed, but this is the best model on Bridgebench now. How much RAM is needed to use BridgeSpace as you are now? Not a lot. Yeah, it's not super intensive, and even like now, I mean, that's a good opportunity for us to be able to test this model. So let's put in Codex here, and this is 5.4. Let's switch it to let's switch the model. Let's switch it to let's do high. I want you to review the application in depth and help me identify areas where we can actually improve the performance of this model. Or not this model, of this application. It is a Rust Tari application. Review in depth and analyze opportunities for us to improve performance. All right, so we're gonna do this real quick, and then we're gonna drop in BridgeSpace Tari. So literally what we're working on right now, you guys are seeing it right now. We're just working on this. So this is gonna run the creative benchmark. It is submitting this into Bridgembench. So this is running. I'll let you guys continue to watch this. What do you think about 5.4? Is it better than 5.3? Yes, it did. We just put it through Bridgebench, and this is now not just better than 5.3, but this is actually now the new highest ranking model on Bridgebench as a whole. You guys are going to be able to see this drop in a second. But let's make some posts here about this new model. I need to do this real quick. The context window is insane. 1,050,000? That is incredible. I was not expecting that because, as you guys know, 5.3 was only 400,000, so that's an incredibly expanded context window there. Very impressed, honestly. This is going to do the creative HTML, so we'll get a good look at how good it is inside of front-end styling. Can you try making something on the front end with 5.4? Yeah, 100%. So that's what we're doing right here. You guys are about to see, this is a benchmark that you guys are about to see. Okay. So let's try doing something front-end related. So let's drop in BridgeMind UI. And what do you guys want to do? We'll just do something on the BridgeMind UI website. Let's go over here. Just to put it to the test, I mean, why not? All right, let's grab this real quick, and let's go to localhost. And here's what we're looking at. What do you guys want to do? Is there something that we could do for GPT 5.4 to test this? Let's go over to... all right, there's a couple pages that aren't that great. Fast for even better speed, somebody said. Okay, apparently you can do fast. Is that true? Fast? I don't see /fast. I don't see that. I don't see anything showing up there. Why is that? All right, so these are all working. And as you guys know, Codex models or GPT models in general, ask it to make a hello neon sign. Yeah, so this is what that's doing right here. So you guys can see that this is dropping in all of those creative HTML. It's going to take maybe like 5 to 10 minutes, but we'll be able to see the UI capabilities in a few minutes. But so far, I mean, this just absolutely crushed it on the Bridgebench. I think that it's now available. Let's check here. I think it is already available inside of Bridgebench. Let's go here. I did have it update the UI and insert the results for Bridgebench. Yeah, guys, check this out. Wow. So this is the benchmark results for Bridgebench. So this just absolutely crushed it. GPT 5.4, overall 95.5. 94.6 completion rate. That is insane. So this is now the top model on Bridgebench, guys. Enable fast and Codex features list. Okay, I'll do that in just a second. Wow. What do you guys think about that? Literally number one? The heck? Was not expecting that. All right, let me do a couple things on my end here. All right. So number 1 on Bridgembench. We'll see here if it's able to do some complex tasks for us. I'm gonna put this through an actual real-world vibe coding workflow, okay? I'm not gonna do a bunch of nonsense like you see a bunch of other people do, okay? This is serious. Okay, so let's go to experimental. People are telling me to enable fast. I don't see fast as an experimental feature here. Now Opus 4.7 next week. Yeah, 100%. It's better. Yes, it is a little bit slower. It's slower. It was not. Wait, hold on. What was the latency on it? How long was the average per task that it took for the latency? Okay. Why were you not expecting it to be number 1? Honestly, it's because you know, GPT isn't that great of models. They kind of have fallen behind Claude in a lot of ways. Oh wow, average was 5.42 seconds. Oh wow. All right. Hold on, chat. The average per task was 5.42 seconds. All right, hold on. No, the total runtime was 704 milliseconds. That is the total time that it took. All right. So this is finishing here. It's done 4 prompts so far. You should update Codex. Okay, I will in a second. Okay, let's close this down real quick. This one is like still working. I don't even need this. So let's launch another Codex instance here. Let's launch 8 Codex instances and just like grind. Let's launch another Codex. And what I'm using right now is this is BridgeSpace. So you guys are seeing BridgeSpace right now. This is the tool that I am building. Let's close this real quick. Let's close this workspace. And let's also close this workspace. And I just want one workspace. And we're going to use Codex here. Okay, hold on. Let's close this for just a second. Okay, I have a task for it. I want you to do an in-depth review of the logic associated with being able to split panes. Right now, I'm unable to adjust panes as needed. For example, there are limits to the width of a pane, and there's some issues with me being able to drag panes to whatever width or height that I want them to. This needs to be fixed and adjusted. Would you review the logic associated with this inside of BridgeSpace and fix it? All right, so here's this. Yeah, people are waiting for it inside of chat, but it is available in Codex. I'm using it right now. So I'm going to take a quick screenshot so that I can actually see this. Literally, like, I just am unable to, like, drag. Like, do you guys see this? How I'm, like, there's minimal movements here that I can make. So that's an issue. So we'll have that one work on that. Yeah, so GPT 5.4 did just release. We're putting it through Bridgebench right now. It is now live in Bridgebench, and this model just landed at the top of the leaderboard for Bridgebench. So I'm very impressed. So Bridgebench results. So let's just take a quick screenshot of this. I'm very impressed. So here's the top 5. And let's just highlight the fact that GPT 5.4 here is literally number 1. So you guys go to BridgeMind.ai and check this out. But this is now the number 1 model in Bridgebench. That's insane. Literally the number 1 model, chat. All right, do I use Claude? Yeah, I use Claude. All right, Claude is having upload issues here. Yeah, that's insane. Okay, let's go back over to BridgeSpace here. Create a structured plan now and launch as many subagents as you need to be able to update and fix all of these security vulnerabilities without breaking functionality in our application. Somebody said there is just no way 5.4 is better than Opus 4.6. Yeah, there is. I mean, guys, like, this is what happens. The models do get better. This did I did nothing different when I did this. So it's like, hey, this is genuinely ranking better than Opus. So, like, you guys should know that. It's this is now working better than Opus 4.6 on Bridgembench. Let's move the desk down real quick. Also, everybody say what's up to Big T. You guys don't know about Big T. He's hanging out over here. What's up, Big T? He's thrilled about the 5.4 release, guys. He's thrilled about it. Somebody said 5.4 Codex releasing next week. I mean, I'm not sure, but probably. Okay, so let's move this down. We're gonna see the creative HTML results here from this agent. So this one is getting close. Oh yeah, so it's now finished. So we're about to be able to see. Let's move this. Let's drag this pane up and create a new workspace because this one's important, chat. Okay, this is actually another important thing to note. You guys see this bug here? So we just found another bug. Let's see if Codex can fix the bug that we just identified. I'm not too worried about this, but let's launch another pane here. And let's launch Codex here. And this one here, I'm just going to say, when I drag and drop a new terminal pane into a new workspace to create a new workspace, as you can see from the screenshot, for some reason, the UI of the terminal gets changed, and almost like, as you can see from the screenshot, it's almost like it gets erased. The text and the state of the terminal previously gets erased. Would you review and figure out why this is happening? All right, so let's see if it can find, like, that's a pretty in-depth issue there. So let's launch BridgeSpace Tari, and let's see if it can figure out why that's happening, because that's a known issue. All right, now let's do BridgeMind UI, and I now need you to add this model to this project so that we have this model in the creative HTML. Review and add all of the creative HTML that were produced by 5.4 to the project. Okay, so we'll be able to see the UI styling here in a second. Let's see here. All right, got our terminals running. 5.4 high here running. This looks good. This looks good. This is launching a bunch of front end. This is launching agents here that are all just reviewing. So this is a bunch of sub agents. Let's do at BridgeMind. Hold on here. Let's launch. Hold on. Thanks for all the vibe coders for creating so many vulnerabilities that let me have a job. I mean, that's going to change, right? I think that what people don't realize is, like, yeah, there's going to be more tools that basically make it so that you can build security inside of your applications with vibe coding. I don't think that vibe coding is necessarily insecure. You just have to make sure that you do know what you're doing. My Codex is just thinking like crazy, Super Combo Gamer just said. Wow. I mean, yeah, I'm seeing a lot here. Let's drop in the... I mean, do you guys want to try one-shotting an app? Do you guys want to try that? One-shotting an app? Let's try this. Let's just see if he can one-shot an app. Just for fun. There's something that I have on the back of my mind. All right, let's go out here and let's do this. Bridge Up. If you guys remember Bridge Up app, Bridge Up API, I want you to review these two repositories, and I want you to create a new app that has an API, but it should use Firebase and completely use Firebase inside of the app. It should use React Native and Expo, and it should be a mono repo so that I don't have a super complex backend that I have to manage. The app should be a mono repo. The app should be called, all right, it's going to be Bridge Music, and this app has one feature that you should care about, which is creating music from prompts. Basically, users should be able to enter what they're doing and to select what kind of vibe they want and whether or not they want an instrumental or lyrics, and it should be able to create music. You need to identify the best API to use for this and integrate it, and it should be a mono repo, React Native Expo, styled with the BridgeMind theme and the BridgeMind logo, and be a complete build. Just tell me what environment variables are needed, but it should be a mono repo. I'm just passing in these two repos as reference. Create a structured plan for this app, and then help me build it out. Okay, so this is just going to see its one-shot capabilities for just building an app. Obviously, that's going to think for a while. Trekhart said, GPT 5.4 in Codex includes experimental support for the 1 million context windows. Developers can try this by configuring model context window and model auto compact token limit. Let's ask this here. Yes, I want you to decide what is best to do next. Somebody said this music is amazing. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. All right, let's do BridgeMind. Let's do Bridge. Oh, on chat. The BridgeSpace Tari. For some reason, when I launched an agent swarm, I didn't see anything in the styling after I launched the swarm. Check out the screenshot. This is what I saw. Anti-gravity does suck. Yes. All right, let's do create swarm. And actually, no, we're gonna do this. So we're gonna do new workspace agent swarm. I just want to create a swarm. Let's just do random. We just create a swarm as fast as possible so we can test this. That looks fine. Launch swarm. So literally the swarm is not launching. So the swarm isn't launching, so that's obviously an issue. But let's pass it into Codex and see if it can fix it. As you can see from the screenshot, after I launch the swarm and never launch the swarm, I need you to ensure that you can figure out what the issue is that's causing this and update it so that when I launch a swarm, it does properly launch the nodes and the UI that shows the agents working together and how they're working. All right, so this is going to be really interesting to see. We were working this on the day 143 of Vibe Coin app until I make $1 million. Right now, we're over $40,000 in revenue. And you know, this is one thing for anybody that's new here that hasn't seen BridgeMind before. I'm a real vibe coder. I'm not a content creator. I hate making content. I honestly don't really like live streaming that much. But you know, I love vibe coding. I love building. And in order to be able to market my products and market, this is the best way to do it. I've built a community, BridgeMind. This is the fastest growing vibe coding community on the internet. If you guys haven't already joined, we show up every single day. We give it everything that we have. Failure is not an option. Let's go. All right, so this says that this is done. What screenshot tool do I use? I use CleanShot X. It's very, very good. I really like it. Is Bridge Voice built in Rust? Yes, it is. Something happened to Google's models. They seem to have been nerfed a lot. Yeah, they're not very good. They're not very good. I don't know what happened. By editing on top of the current work tree. No, the files needed for phase 0 and phase 1 already have extensive uncommitted changes that I did not make, including auth service, auth controller, project sharing service. Do you want me to proceed by editing on top of the current work tree, or should I stop until those in-flight changes are stabilized? What's going on here? I just committed all of those changes to GitHub, so you are good to go on your work. Create a structured plan. Okay. So let's see here. Is this now? Let's go over to this workspace. So this is going to show us the UI. It looks like this is all added. So let's check out the UI. So if we go to the creative HTML here, this is what's going to give us a look at the UI capabilities. Let's check it out, chat. So 5.3, is it in here? 5.4, 5.4, where is it? I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it, chat. Individual focus, 5.4. I don't see 5.4 added. Let's give it another prompt here. I don't see 5.4 added. Let's try that again. Make sure that it's actually added in the front-end Bridgembench page. OpenAI 5.4 Pro is 6 times more expensive than Opus 4.6. Yeah, of course. I mean, it's their Pro models have always been that expensive. That's not a shock to me. Oh. Alright guys, so I am making a post on X here, if you guys missed this. So basically, GPT 5.4 is now #1 on Bridgebench. It beats all of these models. So it beats Claude Sonnet, it beats Claude Opus, and it beats, obviously, the legacy GPT 5.3 Codex. It is strong across the board. It does have a little bit of latency, but it is now the crown. It's taken the crown on the Bridgebench. So you guys can go check out my X if you guys want to see, or go to BridgeMind.ai to learn more about this. But here is what we are seeing. It is #1, so 95.5. So it beats out Sonnet, it beats out Opus, it beats out 5.3 Codex by a pretty wide margin too. Like you can see Sonnet and Opus are pretty close, 94.8, 94.9. GPT 5.4, 95.5. So yeah, I was sick for the past 2 days, but I'm back. I'm feeling better now. My voice is still a little bit, raspy, but I'll push through it. All right, so let's check this out here. These are all working well. So let's check the BridgeSpace out here. So let's launch a new workspace. We're gonna launch, hold on, there's updates being made, so it may like kind of auto-update like that. But let's launch 6 Claude agents here. Launch, so this is gonna create a new workspace for us with 6 Claude agents. Maybe we can have it fix that wheel for us. So what I was trying to fix is this here. So yeah, so you guys see this? I can only move this like so far. It's kind of weird. Yeah, I don't like that. that didn't fix the issue that I have. Literally, I can only, when I'm adjusting the width, I can only move it like, I don't know, maybe 2 pixels, and then it gets locked. That should not be the case. I should literally have free reign to be able to adjust it as much as I want. Update Codex and switch to fast. Okay. What is the command to update Codex? Hold on, chat. Alright, we'll just do this real quick. Launch another terminal and update Codex. Apparently there's a fast mode that people want me to try. How is Sonnet better than Opus in your benchmarks? Sonnets, don't sleep on Sonnet, guys. Sonnet's actually, there's a lot of benchmarks where it'll rank at the top above Opus. It's a pretty good model. Alright, so let's do this. Install the latest. So am I going to have updates? So I do have some updates. So is this the new fast mode or something? So if we do experimental, and then is this fast? Or I don't see what you guys are talking about. Fast? I literally don't have fast, guys. I'm telling you. Fast, there's no fast for me. I'm not sure why that is. How much are you paying all per month? I'm paying $650 a month right now. Okay, let's see this. So this one is basically findings for us to be able to improve the performance here. Okay, now back to our findings. Would you create a structured plan for each finding to update code that will not impact functionality but will improve performance? So improve performance without breaking functionality. Review the findings, then update the code respectively. Create tasks in a to-do list based off of your findings. Okay, so if you want to start execution now, I would begin with phase 1. Okay, so, okay, let's begin implementing now. All right, we're going to begin implementing this one here. Okay, so now it's saying that it does have live drag. I don't know if that's actually the case. Oh, nice. Okay, chat, so you guys see this? So now it does have live drag. I do want to refresh this, so let's just do npm tari, or npm run tari dev local, and then we'll be able to start this back up. But yeah, it was just like live. So you guys see how this is like locked here? Do you guys see how it literally can only move like, I don't know, maybe like 5 pixels or something like that? This is fixing that. Also, one thing I want to do is this here can definitely be updated. Let's drop this here. I'm going to add BridgeSpace Tari, and let's do, I want you to improve the styling of this welcome screen here. Make it, if you look at the new terminal, when I create a new terminal, I like that where I'm able to create a new workspace or new agent. The buttons should kind of look like that. Right now, the buttons that are on this page here, or this screen here, don't look very good. Would you update this to look more professional and modern and along with the latest BridgeMind theme? Do I own BridgeMind? Yeah, of course. With Opus, what do you use? Low, medium, or high thinking? I use high thinking. Yeah, I mean, Opus is definitely my main, but I mean, 5.4, like I said, literally now #1 on Bridgembench, so definitely something to check out. Also, let's go here. Is this now added? Let's see. Okay, 5.4 is now actually wired into the front end, so it says that it's wired in now, so let's see how this does on the creative HTML tasks. Let's check it out. So, lava lamp, where is it? Is it at the bottom? I still don't see it, chat. Oh, I'm on... that's because I'm in production, all right? Come on, chat. You guys gotta have the scope for me. All right, so now we're local, so this will... Okay, here it is, 5.4. What's up here? I'm not seeing it. Okay, oh my gosh, wow. All right, that's definitely a different look. Let's do coffee being poured. That's pretty good. So what's really cool about this is, like, let's go to the neon sign. I like that one. So neon sign flickering on. That one isn't great. What about the retro Space Invaders is really an interesting one. This is a test to be able to test UI. Wow. That's pretty impressive, chat. Look at this one. So this is what it created for retro Space Invaders. It doesn't actually... Oh, that's interesting. A little buggy there. The spaceship's taking hits. Does it have, like, health or something? Hold on. Let's go back here. It looks better there. Hold on. So what we can do here is we can literally compare. So if we compare... Let's produce an MP4 to compare this. So this is a really cool thing that we can do in Bridgembench. You guys can go to BridgeMind.ai and test this right now. I didn't hear you clearly. It didn't write BridgeMind. That's okay. Somebody just asked, do I consume caffeine or nicotine? So I'm a pretty disciplined guy. I'm a triathlete. I don't do any drugs or substances. I do drink caffeine. I drink coffee, but that's it. I just drink, I do drink 3 cups of coffee in the morning. And that's it. All right, so here's the comparison between these two. I'm going to post this on X, but yeah, here's what we're seeing for the comparison here. GPT 5.4 versus Claude, Opus 4.6. I do notice it's a really good jump in UI capabilities for sure. What specs do I have on my Mac? I have 96 gigs of RAM. I notice significant UI improvements. Yeah, in GPT 5.4. Yeah, I mean, so this is at BridgeMind.Bridgembench, so I'm going to drop this in just so people can... yeah, so I mean, what do you guys think? What do you guys think is better? Do you recommend to fully rest when you are sick or try to push through it? I mean, resting is definitely good. Yeah, resting is good. It just depends on how sick you are. You know, you have to know that, hey, if you don't rest, you're not going to get better faster. So that's definitely something to note. Great work. I now need you to begin implementing updates and make sure that you launch sub-agents that will review the code written to make sure that it is perfect code and not breaking changes. All right, so we have a lot of GPT 5.4 agents running for us now. What was this one doing? Oh, the welcome screen. Yeah, let's check out the Oh, wow. What the heck? So this is what it did. Okay, GPT 5.4, the UI capabilities of it, I see a huge jump, chat. I see a big jump because look at what it did here. I actually like this. This is really cool what it did. So the only issue, like, let's just give it its own, and it's fast too. It's much faster, but wow, I like that. I really like what it did. I want you to review what it looks like and come up with subtle improvements. For example, the wrapping could be improved for the quick actions. Review the screenshot of what it looks like on this and then implement updates respectively. So yeah, so I mean, let's have it improve itself. Should I use 5.4 or 5.3 Codex for now? Definitely 5.4. Use 5.4. I mean, it's literally a better model. Look on Bridgebench and you can see, like, hey, they did get a substantial improvement. Look at this, chat. I mean, you're literally talking about, hold on, let's do a quick run npm run build and fix any build errors. Let's ship this so that people can actually, you know, update this and have it. Why don't you make your own model at this point? Run it locally instead of paying $650 a month. Well, BridgeMind actually makes a lot of money in revenue. So for me, using the latest models that are actually the best models makes the most sense. It's like $650 is nothing to a company like BridgeMind. I pay that like literally without even thinking. Zachary said 600 viewers for a channel that gets like 5K a video. That's amazing, man. Your live streams are popping off. Congrats. Yeah, I mean, it's because if you guys didn't know, you know, I've been vibe coding an app until I make $1 million for the past 143 days. And yeah, I mean, this is the fastest growing vibe coding community on the internet. If you guys haven't already joined the BridgeMind Discord community, you know, make sure you do so because this is the place to be. If you guys are serious about building, serious about AI, make sure you join the BridgeMind Discord community. This is the place to be in 2026, okay? If you guys haven't already joined, I'm about to drop a link in the chat. I'm going to pin it in the chat so you guys can join. It's a community of over 6,500 builders. I'm going to give a quick shout out to newly joined members. A link just got pasted in the chat. I'm going to give a quick shout out. We are now up to 6,589 members. Shout out to Bobby. Shout out to Seraphim. Shout out to Kiko. Shout out to Free. Shout out to Dark Evil. Shout out to Garbarian King. Shout out to you guys. Welcome to the community. I'm happy that you're here. This is the place to be. So I'm happy that you guys joined. What's your opinion on GPT 5.4? Is it a token burner like Opus? I mean, I can't really give up an opinion on that yet, but what I can say for sure is that this is a substantial improvement. 100%. So yeah, I did a really good job here. So for example, create swarm. Literally all I have to do to create a new swarm is what? Control S? Is that true? Nah. Command S doesn't actually work. Hold on, when I go here. Okay. Would you improve it more so and actually integrate the shortcut for Command S for creating a swarm? Right now that shortcut isn't actually a thing. Opus 4.6 or GPT 5.4. I think that there's room for both, but I will say that GPT 5.4 is a substantial improvement. I do notice just initially. How long have we been streaming? 38 minutes. I mean, I do need to stream for longer, but definitely so far, it's been doing a really good job. The UI of it looks good. It did a really good job on Bridgembench. If we go to, like, let's look at the thunderstorm over the city. Here's what it created for the thunderstorm over the city. Let's check this out. Look at that. That's a good one. Let's check out the pinball, or hold on, what's a good one? Let's do the solar system. This is the solar system. That's an interesting one. That one wasn't as good. Let's do hot air balloon ride. This was an interesting one. The question is will there be a hot air balloon? What is an ADE? An ADE is an Agentic development environment. So here's your hot air balloon. Wow. I mean, guys, I'm seeing substantial improvements here. When did 5.4 come out? It came out literally like, what, less than an hour ago, so we're testing it right now. Navigate workspaces, create swarms. So I had it do this. That didn't work. It's still working. So let's let it work. Would you make that welcome screen a little bit more compact and professional? Also note that swarms should be always referred to as bridge swarm. Find all instances where the application says swarm and make sure that it is referred to as bridge swarm. Yeah, backstory bytes 100%. Yeah, backstory is Chris said that was my power this morning. What do you mean? What was your power? OpenAI announced computer use in front-end UI in 5.4, but how does it actually work? Not sure yet. Computer use in 5.4. What's their announcement there? Let's check this out. Yeah, literally, this is what they said. If you guys didn't miss this, I mean, I'm sure that you guys have already seen this, but this is the benchmark, so it is an improvement. It's not like a substantial jump, right? I don't think anybody was really expecting that, but it is a jump. It's a jump. So you're looking at, you know, I always look at the coding benchmarks because obviously that's what I care about the most. SweetBench Pro, an improvement of 0.9%. I like that. I like that. And on Bridgebench, it actually, like, crushed it. Look at this, chat. 95.5. It's number 1 on Bridgebench now. Kerr said that Rainstorm one with the lights flickering. Ah, yeah. Yeah, GPT 5.4 is now out. They have a video showcasing it on YouTube. Yeah, Opus 4.7 is probably going to come out soon, but, I mean, we'll give it a little bit of time here. All right, so Agent Swarm, Create Swarm now does work. The only issue, I don't want it to launch that modal. I actually want it to navigate it to the screen where users create the swarm on the workspace screen, review in depth, and identify what needs to be done and update accordingly. Okay, so we have a bunch of agents working for us here. If we do new workspace, we do create workspace. We'll do 6. We'll do, that's fine. We'll do, let's just say 6 Codex agents here. Launch 6. And then launch this here. I wonder if there would be a way for us to be able to, when I'm launching this, like, what's the bottleneck that makes it so that there is loading? Whenever I'm on this screen here in BridgeSpace and I click launch, there is a loading wheel and it takes a while for it to actually launch the workspace with all the terminals. Would you evaluate this and figure out what the blocking thing is and figure out how we can make this near immediate loading time so that as soon as a user clicks launch, it immediately launches the workspace and then it renders in the terminals respectively. Right now, the loading time there is really bad performance. Review this and fix what is causing the slowdown there in the loading wheel. Yeah, 5.4 is really fast. BridgeSpace here, BridgeSpace Tari. I am in high, so it's slower. It's going to be faster than extra high, obviously. Can you give a brief rundown of what your app does and what you're building? Well, literally, what's cool about this is you guys are literally watching what I'm building as I'm building it. So this, what you guys see me coding in right now, this is called BridgeSpace, and this is an ADE, which is an Agentic development environment, and this is what we're currently building. So if you guys want to try this out, you guys can go to BridgeMind.ai, and you guys can join. It's literally 50% off right now for your first 3 months. So it's normally $20 a month. You get access to BridgeMind MCP, Bridge Code when it comes out, BridgeSpace, which is available now. Bridge Voice, which is the voice-to-text agent that I use. And yeah, I mean, this is a phenomenal tool. If you guys haven't already started using BridgeSpace, I would recommend it. I use it every single day. This is the best ADE, and there are going to be new features such as swarms, which you guys are about to see. We're literally going to use 5.4 to help us build this out. But Bridge Swarm is a thing. It's a feature inside of BridgeSpace that we're going to be shipping in the next version, okay? And you guys are going to see this on stream today. But I don't really like the... Would you take a look at the styling here? It's for the shortcuts. The shortcuts are a little bit mashed together. We don't have to show as many shortcuts, maybe just the important ones. It's a little bit smashed. A little bit smashed there. Okay, so this was actually, we were trying to one-shop an app. So Bridge Music now exists as a mono repo. I reviewed the reference repos and captured the architecture and product plan and plan. The repo review, the build includes an Expo app. So let's see if this will actually work. I picked 11 Labs Music because its official API docs explicitly cover prompts. So let's even see like if this works. Like, can I even launch this? Let's see, chat. So let's navigate over to Bridge Music. Let's CD over to BridgeMind, CD into Bridge Music, and let's just run npx expo start. So this will be interesting. Is this able to one-shot an app? Let's just open this on my iOS simulator. May impact the loading here, but I mean, this will be able to literally test the one-shot capabilities of it building an app. So here's the app that it just built. Let's see if it was actually able to build it, and it works. If this one-shots it and it's actually able to load inside of one, okay, there we go. Okay, so it did not one-shot it. Let's see if it's just a quick fix here, though. When I launched the app, this is the error that I got. Review this and fix. All right, there we go. That looks a lot better. Let's quit the simulator. All right, so here's what the welcome screen is looking like now. Open a new surface for shipping faster, start a clean workspace, launch a Bridge Swarm, or jump directly into an existing repository with the latest BridgeMind desktop styling. Okay. I did not set the API keys already. We will, but not needed right now. All right, so I do Control S. Perfect. Nice. It doesn't quite redirect. Also, like, in this there's no back buttons here. I don't like that. There needs to be back buttons here, respectively. Review this and help me integrate this on this screen. Also, make sure that the shortcut for Command S, make it so that it goes directly to the Bridge Swarm and does not ask me to create a new workspace or swarm. Should direct straight to swarm. The context window is pretty good, guys. You're able to work with it just a ton. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, let's see if this now works for swarms. So let's just do a quick test. We're just gonna test swarms here. Launch swarm. Okay, perfect. Let's go, chat. Okay, nice. Perfect. Okay, this is so sick, chat. Let's go. There is a back button in the bottom left. Oh, I didn't see that. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so I am seeing... Okay, Drew, what's up, man? He said, how's 5.4? Just got here on the assault bike right now. Let's go, man. Yeah, 5.4 is really good. You know, it's doing a really good job, guys. It's definitely... There was an error here. There needs to be an easy way for me to, like, literally just close this. Let's do this real quick, chat. So... Ooh. There needs to be an easy way for me to close out of this, review the screenshot, and update this page accordingly so that I can easily close or shut down a complete swarm. Have I tried 5.4 Pro? I have not. I don't think that 5.4 Pro is really going to be like usable, right? So I'm not using it a bunch because I'm not going to personally be using that in my vibe coding workflow, right? Like that's not going to be super usable, to be completely honest with you guys. All right, the failure was not a mono repo. Okay, let's see this. This restarts here. All right, what's going on here with this one? Let's close this. All right, let's also report this bug too. Review this. For some reason, my terminal got stuck on this. Would you identify why? I don't know why this happened, but it got stuck on this view for one of the terminals. Thal said, I am a senior developer and I highly believe in what you are doing. Do you have any tips to understand faster this workflow that you're used to? Yeah, so really like the skill of the future, and this is what I saw years ago in just like being able to, you know, be a good developer in the future, is that you know, the best developers are going to be people that understand how to orchestrate agents. So, you know, this is what I'm working on. This is BridgeSpace. There's multiple other tools inside of this company that, you know, I think that we'll be able to get some pretty significant funding in about 3 months from now. But, you know, I think that like the skill of the future is being able to orchestrate agents at scale. And, you know, the thing that I've personally gotten good at is like, I just understand how to launch and manage a bunch of agents at the same time, okay? So that is the skill. Let's run npx expo start clear. So, you know, a lot of people like, yeah, I don't write code line by line, but the thing is, in the future, the best developers are going to be the ones that know how to be able to orchestrate agents in this way, okay? You're going to be able to get things done incredibly quickly. You're going to be able to do just insane amounts of work as a singular person, and that is the future of development, is that being able to manage context at scale and being able to like understand what agents need to be able to succeed is the skill of the future. Review the issue now that I'm getting and fix. How many apps have you shipped with this? A lot. I mean, you can go back through the series. If you guys haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Also, join the Discord. There's a link in the chat. Make sure you join the Discord. I think we're about to pass 5,600 members. Let me do a quick check here. All right, 6,596. So we're 4 members away from hitting 6,600 members in the Discord. This is looking good. Let's go see if we did speed this up. Did this add? It should have added a way for us to close this down. Hold on. Let's actually restart real quick. So let's go here, and I'm going to do npm run Atari dev local. Let's run this. You can add to your Codex for fast mode. Okay, thank you. Okay, so here's what we're looking at here. So what I can do here is I can do Control S. So perfect. Wow, this is doing a really good job, guys. Wow, it is one-shotting the things I'm... Okay, so let's just do API security, and let's go into desktop and go to BridgeMind, and we'll open up BridgeMind API down here, and we'll open this up. The Swarm's mission is to be able to identify security vulnerabilities and fix them. Revenue right now is over 40,000. Super Combo said GPT 5.4 is still worse than Opus on UI. I mean, we'll see. The Creative HTML benchmark is out. I need you to do an in-depth review and identify them and then solve them. So we're going to create this swarm here, and it's going to have one coordinator, and we're going to use Codex for this. One reviewer. Actually, let's do 2 reviewers. Let's do 2 reviewers, and then we'll do 1 builder, okay? And we'll do Codex for all of this. So we're going to launch a bridge swarm here, and this is going to launch the swarm, okay? So here's what we're looking at. We have a coordinator. What is the error here? Let's fix this error. Can't find variable process. So let's fix this here. What is causing the error here that you see? Can't find variable. What is causing this? Also, did it add closed workspace? I don't see one. Okay. How's the new model looking so far? It's looking really good. I am going to push some code right now to production so that people do have access to the latest creative HTML. So this will give you a look at how this is performing, the UI capabilities. So let me just deploy this real quick to production so that people have access to this. Let's see here. Did you already run Bridge Benchmark? Yes, I did. It actually performs. It's the top. So this does perform. 5.4 does perform better on Bridgebench than Claude and Opus. So definitely something to note there. And then the creative HTML is about to deploy right now. I did just push main, so that should be up in like about 5 minutes. All right, let's see if this did work. Let's do a run clear and then see if the app is up and running. So this was just a test to see if we could literally one-shot an app here. So let's run npx expo start clear and see if this is able to work. So this is testing its ability to literally just one-shot an app. So we asked it to create an app called Bridge Music using BridgeSpace and using GPT 5.4, and we'll see. Okay, wow. So Bridge Music. We're going to test this. I'm going to use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back, but this is what we have to look at once we get back. I'm literally just going to go to the bathroom. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. All right, chat, back. My dog is just hanging out right here behind me. All right, this looks pretty good. All right, create a free account. I mean, what do you guys think? In the web browser version, how to get GPT 5.4. I only see 5.3 and 5.2. I'm a Plus user. Probably not out yet. Probably haven't released it. Okay, what environment variables do I need? I did just set this up. It is working now. All right. All right, how's this doing? It says that... All right, so here are the... All right, so we need a lot of environment variables, so I don't know if we'll be able to test this. Do you guys want to test this to see if it does work? Is 5.4 available for OpenClaw? Yeah, it is an open router. Yeah, it does look pretty good. Would you improve the styling of the home screen? Make it more simple and minimalistic and have a nice animation that basically shows like some sort of audio effect to highlight the fact that this is a music app where you can literally just create music by asking it to create music. All right. And again, we are using BridgeSpace, so if you guys want to try this out, it's very stable on Mac OS. If you guys want to check out BridgeSpace. Okay, let's go here and let's see if swarms are now working. So I'm going to pull this up. Let's close down the... Actually, let's leave the sim open. So we're going to do Command S to launch an agent swarm. So let's do BridgeMind API security. So that's going to be the name of the swarm. We're going to navigate to desktop, BridgeMind, and then go to BridgeMind API. And the swarm's goal is to be able to evaluate the API and identify opportunities for us to improve security and to make sure that there are no vulnerabilities in the application. All right, so let's just see this. So we're gonna do a coordinator, Codex, builder, or no, we're gonna do a viewer, Codex, reviewer, Codex, and then we're gonna do a builder that'll be able to actually update code, and then now let's launch it. So we did have an error last time we launched this. Let's see. So yeah, so again, can't find variable process. So what is causing this? So this one is failing. I got this error again. Why did this happen? Review and fix. ChatGPT Pro, best plan ever. I mean, you do get a lot of usage out of it for sure. Super Combo did just drop a link in the chat. Let me pull this up real quick. Also, guys, we are at 187 likes. The goal is 400 likes. So if you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Right now we have 525 people watching. So if you guys haven't liked the stream and you guys are vibing along with me, just drop a like. It really does help. And if you haven't subbed, make sure you do so. I'm pretty much live every single day. All right. So this is now working. So it did say that it did just restart this. Let's restart this. Let's do a refresh here and see what it looks like. What did that even change? Nah, that can't be it, right? MPX Expo start. All right, apparently it did just release again. That some people are saying. 5.4 is done on UI. You didn't like it? What the heck? Wait, I did it clear, didn't I? Would you make sure that you implement your updates? I didn't see them after I ran a clear. All right, let's go to this here. One thing I want to test is, was this able to improve the performance for workspaces? So let's launch, like, for example, 16 workspaces here. Let's launch all Claudes. Actually, yeah, all Claude agents. We'll go back. We'll go to directory. We'll just do desktop. BridgeMind, open it up in BridgeMind directory. And let's see. Yeah, I mean, it's like for CLI, but 0.111. Yeah, maybe fast is only for the Codex app. Was BridgeMind also vibe coded? Yes, everything I do is vibe coding. I'm on it, yeah. Okay, let's go. So the Claude agents, bunch of Claude agents here. So that was still, it took too long to be able to do that. So I don't like that. All right, Swarm. All right, so let's close one of these agents. Actually, no. Let's actually do this. We'll launch Codex, and what I want to do. Let's go here. I just want an example here of the workspace. When I click launch, it takes way too long to be able to launch a terminal workspace. Let's say I launch 6 terminals. It literally takes about 5 seconds and gives me a wheel for loading. It should launch it immediately. Would you review the functionality associated with this for launching this and fix? Oh, wow. Apparently 5.4 Codex is in Playground. Is that true? BridgeSpace versus Swarm. BridgeSwarm is integrated into BridgeSpace. All right, yeah, the music is music glitching. It's because of the simulator. I'll close that and it'll fix it. I just quit it. Yeah, audio. Yeah, I fixed it. All right, Super Combo said no 5.4 Codex. Okay. 5.4 is doing pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I like it so far for sure. Only issues is like, hey, as it relates to functionality, like, let's do Bridge Swarm, right? Like, just, you know, I want you to review this and fix any security vulnerabilities. One nice thing would be, rather than having to do that, this is actually a really interesting feature. On this here, when users are navigating to what directory they want to work in, allow them to have there should be a little terminal there for them to CD into whatever directory that they want instead of having to go through the UI. The people that use this application are developers, so they know how to use terminal commands. Offer both as an option. That'll just be an interesting thing. So yeah, I don't have to go through the UI. I can CD into my project way faster than that. Okay, let's see here. Super Combo just dropped in another link to, what is it, Design Arena? let me check this out here. By the way, thank you. Shout out to Super Combo. Thank you, man. Okay. I have not tried the fast mode. All right, we'll try fast mode. What is the command to update Codex? All right, a lot of people are asking me to update Codex to get the fast command. Let's see, is there... All right, updated 5. So a lot of updates are being made. Let's see if we have the fast command. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, toggle fast mode to enable fastest imprints at 2x plan usage. Okay. So let's see how fast this actually is. I want you to review the application in depth and identify opportunities for us to improve site performance, site speed, and best practices for SEO. Identify all findings and output them to me with structured plans for how to fix each finding. All right, let's see how fast this one is. So this is, I toggle on fast mode. So it's supposed to, whoa. I definitely do notice it is faster. 5.4 is at 40 tokens per second on OpenAI. I thought they would have done all Cerebus by now, but whatever. I mean, that is fast, wow. So it launched 2 agents. We'll see how it does. All right, so let's switch this one to, Let's switch this one to fast as well, because, all right, fast, toggle fast mode, and then can I toggle fast mode while also toggling on like something like extra high? Yeah, cool. All right, fast mode is on. Am I net negative for now? On what? On, no, I'm not. Pain. All right, let's see this. So this is now an option. Let's see if this one's able to do it. Wow, nice. All right, CD desktop, CD BridgeMind, nice, perfect. Wait, what the heck? Oh. No. Huh. Good work. If they click enter in the terminal section, that should be taken as basically submitting that command. So, for example, if they then click enter, it should CD them into that directory and then allow them to write another command. All right, so this here, we'll see how well that does. Somebody said, is ChatGPT 5.4 better than Claude, Opus 4.6 in coding? I mean, it performs differently on different benchmarks. This is definitely something that you want to integrate into your workflow. It performed #1 on the Bridgembench, so definitely something to take note of, right? It's a pretty good model. I mean, you get a lot more usage out of it. It has a high context window. All right, so for example, this here is, I mean, let's do this. Watch this, chat. Oh, I can't click in here. Whoa. Wheel, what's going on? Oh. Multiple wheels. Alright, definitely. What's up with that? You guys see that performance issue? Wait, is this BridgeMind from you? Also, how much money did you make approximately with Vibe Coding? I'm also building an app, so maybe you could give me some insight. I sub, by the way. Thank you, man. Yeah. So BridgeMind, this is my company. I own 100% of it. I started it with initial investment of $5,000. I then followed that up with a investment of $30,000 or $25,000 to bring. Oh, wow. Guys. Did you see that? So, we literally prompted Codex GPT 5.4 to make it so that that was immediate, and that was like immediate, chat. So hold on, there's a performance issue here. There's a performance issue that was introduced by that update. This introduced some performance issue. I'm getting a loading wheel now on that screen. Why is this the case? Why did this cause loading issues now? What max specs do I recommend for a solid workflow? I mean, I have a 96 gig, so that's just my personal, like, what I use. I would say that for a solid workflow, I mean, nothing like, I'm not using any of this, come on, don't spam, guys. You know, I'm not using any of this locally, right? I'm using my subscription plan, so make sure that you remember, you know, oh, shoot. I'm not using any of this locally. So that's one important thing to remember. Second thing is, like, I mean, I think that, like, anything above, like, 32 gigs is going to be okay. It's, like, so dependent on what, like, you're working on, though. All three of us went for the timeout. Yeah. Thank you, Python. Appreciate it, man. All right, so for example, I want you to run the test suite and fix any failing tests. So this is in fast mode extra high. This one here. So this did introduce a performance issue, but what I wanted to show you guys there is let's do CD desktop / BridgeMind, and really what's cool is watch this, guys. Hold on, there's a performance issue with this here that I just built with the terminal on this screen. There's now a performance issue. We're gonna fix that. But what I want to show you guys is when I do launch these terminals, it did happen immediately. It literally happened immediately, and that's what I was like kind of like interested in is these terminals. Watch this. I'm gonna launch 16 Codex terminals. Let's try this out. That was faster. A lot faster. There are so many good updates to BridgeSpace that are about to release. The next version is going to be insane. If you guys haven't already bought your pro plan to BridgeMind, I would now, because I'm probably going to increase the price. It's like getting really stable, and the features that I'm about to ship in this next update with like swarming and stuff, like it's going to be pretty powerful, guys. So if you guys want to support the mission, you know, go to BridgeMind.ai and just subscribe to Pro. I'm committed to building out these products, and if you guys want to support me in any way, you know, just do that. Literally just BridgeMind.ai. The Pro plan will give you access to everything that you need. But BridgeSpace, honestly, is probably my favorite product in the BridgeMind ecosystem. So, you know, this is in ADE. You can, you know, we're about to ship agent swarms. So it's definitely coming along. I'll tell you what. How does it perform in front ends? Decent. You know, not as good as like Gemini, but you know, pretty good, chat. So I'm impressed so far. You know, Super Combo did drop in how it performs on Design Arena. What was your experience so far with GPT 5.4? So far, I like it. Obviously an improvement, subtle. It's, you know, not like some massive jump, right? You're not like, oh, 5% improvement on the Bridgembench Pro, but you know, it's subtle. You know, you have some other good things getting shipped, like fast mode. So I'm gonna create a bridge swarm here. Let's see if this this performance issue is fixed. So API security. Guys, we've made so much progress today. I'm really happy about today. Okay, let's go to CD desktop and then just go to BridgeMind, and we'll do, I want you to launch a swarm that will help me with the security of the API. Where do I make the designs? I have AI make them for me. So I basically just tell AI what I want it to do. I find it, I kind of like work with it until I get a design that I like, and then yeah. All right, so here's the bridge swarm. This was not working. Let's see if it does. There we go. Let's go, chat. Oh my gosh, this is so sick. Oh my gosh. Look at that freaking agent swarm. All right, it just got refreshed because we have a bunch of things being updated, but that is insane. That is insane, chat. What the heck? That is crazy. All right, so what even happened there? What happened? Something got refreshed. Or it was a bug. Let's try it again. That is insane. Is 5.4 Codex available? Is that legit? Somebody let me know. One of the mods, maybe. Okay, this is crazy. So let's do Command S here. And we literally built this on stream today. API security, CD desktop, CD BridgeMind. Perfect performance. Wow, the performance, guys. The performance, 5.4 really improved the performance. Curry, let's go. I want you to evaluate the API and identify security vulnerabilities and fix them. Yeah, check Codex with 1 million Codex, dog. What do you mean? I am using, wait, how much? What is the context window of this model that I'm using right now? How do I, like, let's see. Let's see what this is. So 5.4 out of the box. Okay, Codex isn't. Apparently I'm not using the 1 million in context. How do I enable it? What? Okay, hold up here, chat. Oh my gosh, I forgot I did that too. Oh my gosh. Guys, I'm like getting really happy about this. This is really coming along. Wow. Alright, let's try this out. So let's just launch a bridge swarm real quick. Just as a test. Just to test here. So bridge swarm. Let's see if it bugs out on us again. So 1 coordinator, 2 builders. Okay, so it does bug out. Okay. Okay. Okay, how do I enable this, chat? Okay. Wait, hold on. Is it... Let's go to the model. 5.4. Okay, hold on, guys. What was this one working on again? It was, Well, this one's been working for 45 minutes. That's insane. All right, let's launch Codex. Wait, how do I make this edited config tile? Okay, hold up. Shout out to Muffin since I need you to update this to make sure that the context window of my GPT 5.4 is the correct context window, respectively. This is an example, but make sure that it is the correct context window. All right, hold on. I'll let that do its thing. Thank you. Okay, I want to go over here and I'm gonna refresh this. I want to get the 1 million in context so we can test that out. I want to test that out. Hold on, I'm doing my settings. So let's definitely test the 1 million in context. But I mean, what I'm seeing from 5.4 right now is it is faster, especially when you have it in this fast mode. I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed so far. Very impressed. Hey, Titan over here. Titan over here, buddy. Come here. Come here. Come here. Hey, buddy. Good boy. W Big T in the chat. Alright. Alright, so it's cached with a 272,000 context window right now. So I'll let you guys know. I just want to make sure that this is not... Yeah, this is updating right now. It's just a little bit sensitive, so I don't want to expose it. Also, guys, we did just surpass 6,600 members in the Discord. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, it's not true. Okay, we'll let this do its thing. We'll let this do its thing. Let's move this up to this terminal up here. And then we'll do this one here. So let's launch Codex here. And the issue that I have when using an agent swarm, all of a sudden the screen just went black. I'm not sure what caused this, but the swarm was launched and it was working, but then all of a sudden the screen just went black with BridgeSpace. Why did this happen? Yeah, that was weird. Why does the fax command doesn't work in my terminal for Codex? Make sure you update. You have to update. I had to update too. Okay. This one's been working for 48 minutes. Wow. German Shepherds are hairy, by the way, guys. They're the hairiest dog on the planet. Okay. At BridgeSpace. Alright, hold up here. Clear. What does the bridge swarm thing do? Just curious. Well, it does what it sounds like. It creates an agent swarm where they can all communicate and work together to be able to work on particular tasks that you give it. So this is a new feature today. Would you evaluate the styling of the terminals and identify any ways that we could improve the styling of them? Right now, they just seem like basic Xterm terminals. I don't want to change much. That's too risky. I don't want to mess with my Xterm terminals. It takes so much to get those things working well. All right, BridgeSpace, Tari. Would you do an in-depth analysis of this application and identify areas where we could improve the performance? Of the application. Making it faster, more performant, less draw on the user's machine. Let's see if my 1 million context is enabled. I want to see this here. Okay, so yeah, so guys, it does look like, so this is how you do it. Shout out to whoever dropped that in. So literally you just have to change this to, the context window is going to 1 million here. It's being updated. So I'm going to do yes, proceed. It's going to be able to update this. We'll let that do its thing. And then the context window is going to be updated to 1 million here. Let's go here. The repo itself was actively changing while BridgeSpace source files were being touched. I'm checking whether a local Byte-Tory process was running at the time, because if it was, the swarm would have been editing the live app. I don't think it was, though, so. Yeah, 5.4 Codex is not out yet. Would you run the build and run the test suite and confirm there are no build errors or failing tests? Yes, proceed. Yeah, 5.4 is pretty good. All right, so I set 1 million, 1.05 million because the current GPT 5.4 model page lists a 1.054 million context window as of March 5th. Wow, okay. All right, so this is now, we now are using it with the context, the million context window. So let's, do I have to toggle, hold on, let's toggle on fast mode. And then let's add BridgeMind. Hold on, chat. Why are you looking? Stop looking here. and just understand that literally nothing was running. It just crashed. Hold on. Okay, this is a good test. This one was kind of goofing out on me here. It was like, oh, we had, issues with, things running, but it wasn't. So let's use the million in context here. See if that fixes it. Interested to see if this does the same thing. Oh, 5.4 Codex in the Codex app is out. If you go over 272k tokens, it uses 3 extra usage for the rest of the 1 million context window, just FYI. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. That's why I have multiple plans is, hey, like, we're using fast, extra high, 1 million context. Still no issues with my limits. Is there a command in Codex that's similar to the command in, like, Claude Code where it's, like, usage? Is there a way to do that? Is there usage here? They still not have usage? Oh, my gosh, those... how do you not have a usage check? That's crazy. I would like to ship this year soon. We have a lot of improvements. Not only Bridgeswarm. Bridgeswarm is going to be a little bit buggy to start out with, but the concept is there. Oh, status. Okay. All right. Whoa. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is actually insane, chat. All right, check this out, guys. All right, this is crazy. All right, look here. Literally, hold on, let me move this. Let me expand this. I've been vibe coding with this for what now? I've been using Codex even before I started this stream. And my 5-hour limit, I still have 84% left. And I've been using like extra high and, that's crazy. I still have 84% of my limit left for 5 hours and 87% of my weekly limit. So this is like pretty good in terms of usage. Review the logic associated with launching the workspaces that have a bunch of terminals. Is there any way that we could make this literally when you click launch, it immediately, I'm not even kidding, immediately launches the workspace and starts launching the terminals? Right now it's not immediate, and I want to make it immediate. When I click launch, I want it to literally immediately launch the new workspace with all the terminals respectively. This is going to be interesting. So this is literally fast mode, 1 million context, and we'll see. Extra high. So I'm using a ton of tokens here, but I'm still like not even really affecting my plan. I mean, that's crazy. We're still in the 2x usage promo window. Okay, good. Okay, gotcha. I mean, X2 usage for Codex until April. Wow, I didn't know that. Until April? All right, I have another test here. All right, let's launch Codex. I want you to configure the Chrome DevTools MCP with Codex. Oops. I haven't really had a big opportunity to be able to review bugs related to the bug bounty, but I'll probably pay them like every Friday as the bugs come in. So tomorrow. Codex is more dev focused, not really showing divs. All right, is this doing anything? Well, let's move this away. So how is it? It's pretty good. Yeah, 5.4 is very good, chat. Yes, proceed with next steps based off of your findings. How does it compare to Opus 4.6? I mean, I think the verdict is still going to be out on that one. It does perform very well compared with Opus 4.6. It beats it out on the Bridgembench, which is basically the vibe coding benchmark. And I will say, by throwing it in fast mode, the performance here is pretty good on fast mode. For sure noticing that. So I just added the Chrome DevTools, so we'll see MCPs here. Yeah, I'll probably work on Windows issues tonight. Alright, the live Swarm state. So we'll see how Swarm looks here. I just see the X for 1 million usage. After 272k tokens, we paid double limit usage. I mean, that's fine. I'm fine with that. Okay. Let's try this. So somebody just said, yeah, they were talking about this here. I want to test something here. I want you to do an in-depth analysis of this application. It works great on Mac, and I use Mac consistently, but it does not work as well on Windows. Would you do an in-depth review and identify areas where it will not function or will bug out on Windows where it wouldn't on Mac? Do an in-depth review and output all of your findings for issues associated with Windows that this will run into. Why am I not using Electron for all platform support? I'm using Tari. Electron is awful. I hate Electron. The performance is terrible. All right, so now I'm going to use this MCP. I now want you to go to every single page on this website and evaluate for console errors that can be fixed. Use the MCP to be able to do this and evaluate console logs. How is 5.4 standing up? It's pretty good. Also, not only did they release 5.4, but they also released other things as well. Great work. I now want you to integrate these updates. All right, this one's still working. Tari for the win, yeah, 100%. All right, 4 agents running here. I'm gonna close this one. Oh, I hate that, how that happens. Guys, I just want to say one thing. We're getting so many subscriptions to BridgeMind. It's insane. Thank you guys so much. You know, I'm going to build the best vibe coding tool suite you have ever seen. And we're at the very beginning of this. You know, if you guys are unaware, you know, I am using BridgeSpace right now. And if you guys go to BridgeMind.ai, you can get 50% off the Pro plan. You do need the Pro plan to be able to use BridgeSpace, but I did just check the Stripe dashboard, and it's putting a smile on my face. So, you know, shout out to you guys. I really appreciate it. I just feel blessed. I feel blessed, guys. So thank you. You know, really my plan for all of this is like, hey, I'm just going to continue to show up every single day and move forward and make progress. What is BridgeMind? You can go check it out at BridgeMind.ai or just look up BridgeMind on Google. But, you know, I just see, like, for example, ever since I started the stream, tons of subscriptions. I mean, how many new subscriptions today? Let me see how many new subscribers we have today, guys. 16 today. 16. Let's go, chat. Let's go. Shout out to you guys. That's awesome. That is awesome. So, you know, here's the thing, is that I'm just going to keep showing up and grinding because this is working. Cursor CLI versus code and all extensions do it completely wrong. What do you mean? So yeah, so if you guys haven't tried this out, you know, we're getting just a ton of signups. Go to BridgeMind.ai, get your subscription. You know, download BridgeSpace, give it a shot. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, if you want full... Okay, is this done? Okay, so let's see. Let's actually launch this in dev mode now and see if the changes are implemented. So I'm going to run npm tari dev local. See how this is working. All right. Anybody that says like wrapper gets like a decrease in, I mean, saying wrapper is like a not a very intelligent thing. It's just it's an API. You know, APIs exist for a reason. I don't think that, like, I just feel bad like when other people discredit for like building a product that, you know, integrates with like an API, right? It's like there's nothing wrong with that necessarily, like, right? Like, I don't think that that's just like a random thing to say wrapper. Because I hear, you know, it looks like we're making updates, so you have to wait for this to be done. But like, for example, I hear friends of mine that are like, oh, it's just a wrapper, right? And they discredit their own work. And I'm like, that is such a bad mindset to have. Like, people that listen to that crap, like, oh, it's just a wrapper, bro. Dude, you're integrating with an API and you're building technology on top of it. Like, what? I don't see anything wrong with that. That's like literally what the API exists for. Dude, I watch your stream every time a new model drops, but to be honest, I kind of have no idea what you're doing, but I love your energy. Yeah, Florian said that everything is a wrapper. Yeah, shout out to you, man. Appreciate you showing up. So if you were curious about what we're building, you can go to BridgeMind.ai. And what we're working on right now is we're working on BridgeSpace. So we basically built an agentic ecosystem. So BridgeSpace is what you're looking at right now. This is the ADE, an agent development environment, which basically allows you to manage all of your agents in the same place. And you guys are about to see this here. So for example, we can create a swarm. Now this may refresh. I don't know how far I'm gonna be able to get into this before it refreshes because we just have a lot of things being updated. But let's go over to the desktop and let's go over to BridgeMind and let's CD into Bridge. Oh, see, it refreshed because we're updating it actively. So can I wrap your software? You cannot. No, it's totally proprietary. Offerwell said you look like Tom Holland. I do get that a lot. Yeah. Seed said you do have solid energy. Thank you, man. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, all right? I show up and I give it everything that I have. And I think that if I do that for a significant amount of time, it doesn't matter how long it's going to take, I will accomplish my goals and I will move forward in life. And that's one of the reasons that I'm on this mission in the first place, is to inspire others that it doesn't matter like who you are, where you are, what your skill set is. As long as you show up every single day and you give it everything that you have, you will make progress and you will move forward. So that's all I want to say. I think it's important to do that. All right, so let's see. Can I get here and create a swarm here without it updating? We have a lot of agents working on the project right now, and this is auto refreshing. So all right, desktop, CD BridgeMind API. What is this? Chrome? Oh, whoa. What even is this? I want you to review the API and identify security vulnerabilities and fix them as you see them. Okay, so we're gonna do a coordinator, Codex, a reviewer, Codex, another reviewer, Codex, and then a builder with Codex, and then we're gonna launch the swarm. So the last thing that we had that was an issue is that we launched the swarm. So here's our swarm here. So we have a coordinator agent here. Now we have these reviewers, and they're all able to communicate. Here is the issue that we have, though. So this is the problem, and that's actually, I mean, so this is what GPT 5.4 did, though, is that it literally set it up so that, hey, it failed, right? But it set up the error logging so that if it did fail, if it did crash, we would have the logs to recover it, right? And here are the logs. So let's just grab these logs, and we'll put them back in, and it'll be able to solve this. This happened again when I was launching a swarm. Review this and figure out what caused it and fix. 5.4 Pro, regular is okay, but Pro mode is insanely high. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's gonna be really high. It's, I mean, that's always been the case with Pro. Like, Pro is basically unusable, right? It's like, I don't know, I don't think that people actually use Pro a whole lot. We also just got another Pro subscriber. If you were the one that subscribed, shout out to you. You know who you are. Yeah, I mean, I think that, do I use CLI tools for the agent or direct API key? If you're using, you should not be using direct API keys. It's too expensive. Way, way too expensive. All right, let's see this one here. So if you guys are wondering, you know, I've been vibe coding this for about 100 minutes now. You know, this is really good. This is a really good model. Definitely noticing the substantial improvement from 5.3 to 5.4. Also, not only did we get a new model, but we also got, you know, this fast mode. So that's something where it's like, hey, like, people should understand, like, hey, not only do we get a new model, but we also got fast mode. And that is a significant improvement. So does drag and drop work on a Windows on your ADE? And do you have Linux version? Yeah, so we are working on that. I think that there's a couple things that are not going to work on some of the operating systems, but Bridge Voice, does it work on API or is it local recognition? It's local recognition. Makes it incredibly fast. Also, what did this one say here? Great work. I now need you to implement updates so that this properly works on all operating systems. Okay. Hold on. Actually, before we do that, I do want to test this agent swarm functionality because this is really important. So this auto refresh, reload. All right, so let's zoom out a little bit. I zoomed in way too much. Whoa. What did I do? What happened, chat? Hold on, let's restart this. Alright. There we go. Fixed. Okay, so I'm going to do Command S for create a swarm. API security. Let's now CD into desktop. C BridgeMind. CD BridgeMind API. I need you to identify security vulnerabilities and fix them based off of your findings. Okay, so we're gonna launch a swarm. Codex, let's just do a reviewer and then a builder. So this is just to test if this errors out. So here are the agents. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. This may error out. We'll see. You guys can let me know. I'll be right back. All right, how are we doing? Oh, it's still working. Let's go. All right, so we finally got past these errors. So these have been running for 1 minute. Wait, why is this one idle though? Wait, they're working. So you guys can see this is how this works. So you can literally go and look at the swarm as it runs. So you can see these are them as they run. So look at this. You are builder 3 in a bridge swarm. Oh, wow. Hey, what happened here? There we go. Oh, this is sick, chat. Why does it say like idle though sometimes? Even though it's not idle. I'm fully self-taught. Yep. Great work, but sometimes when I'm actually looking at the bridge swarm, it doesn't actually show the correct status. For example, it will be showing idle when it's not actually idle. Review the code in depth and figure out what is causing this. Also, would you come up with a better way for the agents to be able to communicate with the operator that is reviewing the swarm? When I'm watching the swarm on the bridge swarm screen, I should be able to see a lot in that swarm page, review and figure out what I can do. Does GPT 5.4 have the BridgeMind stamp of approval? I think you'll have to wait for the YouTube video. I'll probably have a YouTube video out tomorrow. Okay. All right, guys. It is 3 p.m. I actually did a 2.5 hour stream before I even started this stream. So I think that this is a good place to stop for today. I'll have a video out tomorrow on an official review of this model after I've had all the time to be able to work with it later this evening, as well as just being able to do a little bit more in-depth review myself. But with that being said, guys, we made a ton of progress today. So if you guys haven't already liked, subscribed, joined the Discord, make sure you do so. And I will see you guys in the future.